Smooth Chino runs the favourite on return. And they're racing as well. Acromantula first of them to hit the ground. Cut the Talk, jump quickly. Carberry takes hold of Oscar's Fortune, pressing forward to Roper. Smooth Chino's going up there as well to sit over the speed in the early stages. Just behind them, rope them in West Star from Oscar's Fortune, Luana Miss, and back last of all, Repossession. They sort themselves out at the 700. Cut the Talk on the inside of Acromantula. They're cutting at each other, so Fiore just sits back with Smooth Chino, travelling third. 2 lengths to Roper from Rope Them In. Over on the outside, Oscar's Fortune caught 3 deep. West Star caught up on the rail. Then came Luana Miss, and last Repossession. They turn in the Roma Cup. Acromantula about a length in front. Fiore makes a move now here with the undefeated Smooth Chino, and he quickly takes Acromantula a length away. Rope Them In, finishing full of running, and so is Oscar's Fortune. Smooth Chino the leader. Rope Them In, cutting into the margin with Oscar's Fortune. Rope Them In hits the front. Rope Them In wins it. Rope Them In won the Roma Cup from Smooth Chino. Third home, flashing late, Oscar's Fortune. All great runs for the Quokka. They were followed further back by Luana Miss, Repossession, and then came to Roper, Cut the Talk, West Star dropping out, and so did Acromantula to finish amongst the last of them home. Well, the bubble might have burst for Smooth Chino this afternoon, but he goes down fighting at the hands of Rope Them In to give Steve Wolf a double here this afternoon along with Shooter McGruddy. They won with Avoidance earlier, and they've delivered. First up, the 2 horses that trialled in Albany recently, and both were very good, and Rope Them In has come on from it and toppled Smooth Chino, who suffers his first ever defeat at his 7th start. Rope Them In wins his 10th from 26. The Playing God gelding from Lead Rope, ridden by Sean McGruddy, beating Smooth Chino, Oscar's Fortune. Fabulous effort. Had to go back, sat wide, and kept coming on the outside. And it's a short neck in the time of 1:03.40. They have run the clock. 1:03.40, and Rope Them In home in 34.31. Owned by Steve Wolf, Reggie Webb, Jose Monterrubio, T. Fasser Martin, Leith Putland, Dan Jones, Brad Willison, Gary Dickey, and Noel Carter. Also PN Carter, the Circle of Trust Syndicate, managed by Peter Kerr, the Playing God gelding. And what a fabulous horse he's been for these connections, having now won prize money of $1.25 million, and of course another $250,000 in West Speed bonuses. He's come back, as he so often does, winning for the 5th time, first up in 7 runs over a gallant Smooth Chino by Machino from Amarai, for Indy Wynett, Lucy Fiore, and Oscar's Fortune by Rich Enough, trained by Dion Luciani, ridden by Patrick Carberry. A great edition of the Roma Cup. It's 2, 6, 1 and 9. The last event, the Barbaro Butchers handicap over 1,000, 2 military power, 7 pingers of the scratchings. They'll go at 5:21. And certainly the stage set now with the West Aussie horses going towards the Quokka on April 18. Okay, no Steve Wolf here today. And our thoughts with Steve as well, sending a big cheerio out to Wolfie this afternoon as the owners gather down here with Rope Them In. Let's go downstairs and his Lockie in the yard.
Thanks, Darren. I'm with Steve Wolf's long-term foreman in Tamara McGuinness. Tamara, you've had so much to do with this horse in Rope Them In over many a year now. Last preparation, we saw him burst onto the scene, winning the Crawford in emphatic fashion. He does it again first up to take out a Roma Cup. Do I dare say he's returned even better?
I reckon. That's a bold move, but I reckon he has. That win just then was so gutsy. He really dug deep and really put it to the line.
What has the feeling been from yourself and Steve and the rest of the team in the lead up to this first up assignment?
Yeah, we're very happy with him. It hasn't been a single fault with him. He's just tracked in so well into this race. Leading into the Quokka in fortnight's time, everything's tracking really well. All
throughout his career, he's proven that when he gets a race run to suit and they really fly along out in front, he can seriously show a turn of foot late. That was what was on display today.
Yeah, 100%. The harder they go in front, the better he goes, it seems, at the finish line. He lobbed in a perfect position today, and you couldn't have asked for a better ride from Shooter.
As we know, he already has a slot in the Quokka in a couple of weeks' time. What does the next 14 days look like for him? Does he go back down to Albany?
Yeah, he'll go back to Albany tomorrow morning. He won't need to do much between now and then, have a couple of gallops, go to the beach a fair bit, but he's just a natural athlete, keeps himself at bay, and the biggest thing with him is keeping him happy.
Great way to keep the boss happy as well. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
There's Tamara McGuinness after the win over Rope Them In, and here's Sean McGrady.
Thanks, Lockie. Rope Them In. What an absolute ripper he is, Sean. He's been a horse that's largely been perennially underrated over the course of his career, but we know his quality, and he was able to show that today.
Yeah, look, to be fair, he's probably a good Group 3, Group 2 horse, but I've always said, you know, if he had drawn a good gate in the Winterbottom and just got that perfect suck run, he could have really troubled the winner on that day, but of course he drew one from the outside and we had to go back because he's a get-back horse and had to go around him, and he's just not good enough to do that in a Group 1. But look, if he can draw a gate in the Quokka or any good race going forward and just get that perfect run where he doesn't do any work, he's got an explosive turn of foot late.
What about the run that he had in transit there today? It did look as though that you were scrubbing him along and he was off the bridle quite early in the race, but you were following the right horse.
Yeah, look, I was really hoping it wouldn't go that hard, Smooth Chino, but it just, yeah, it did get us off the bridle. And that's just, you know, full credit to the horse. To be under pressure like that from about the 500, riding him along, like you say, at weight for age, he's not a big horse. You know, I certainly didn't travel like the winner, but he just kept responding to my urgings, and that's why he's such a good horse.
We've caught up with Wolfie plenty of times over the journey, and he always seems to think he'll still be better in 6 months, he'll still be better in 12 months. Is he a horse that gives you the feel that even this campaign, how he has come back, he might be getting better with age?
He's at his best now. Yeah, he's better than he ever has been. But like I say, to win those big ones, you know, any owner, trainer, jockey will tell you, you need to have the run of the race. But he's just a horse that needs to have a real soft run, draw down low where he does no work. Doesn't have to give ground away. He certainly can't go forward from a wide gate. So he just needs everything to go his own way. And that's the problem in WA. You get to your top so quick here. And I dare say that after the Quokka, his horse will end up on the East Coast where there's so many more options. There's weak Group 1s, there's good Group 2s, there's lots of Group 3s. So unfortunately, he'll end up on the East Coast, but I don't see why he shouldn't.
It'll be something to see him over there, Sean. Do you think that run today and that he's got that out of the way, that'll top him off perfectly to be a presence in a fortnight's time?
For sure. Look, like I said, he'll need a barrier, but Wolfie thought he was about 75-80% fit today, and that's where you want him first up, isn't it? So, look, we've got that one out of the way. That's a bonus along the way, but obviously we're aiming for one of those big ones, which, like I say, is probably a length off the better ones, but, you know, with a good gate, I don't see why you couldn't say he wouldn't deserve one.
He's a ripper. I know it's always a meaningful result, Sean, when you can get a horse like this home for the boss, when you have done so many times over the course of his career now. Congratulations. Go enjoy it. Thank
you. Yeah, it really is special because Wolfie's not too well at the minute, so a double today in a second. Hopefully that lifts his spirits a long way. Certainly
we're well set.
Thank you.
There's Sean McGrady, very well said. He's been the long-term companion and stable rider for Steve Wolf over many, many years, and he gets the job done aboard Rope Them In to take out this year's edition of the Roma Cup en route to the BYD Quokka in a couple of weeks' time.